Alright folks, welcome to another Let's Play of mine. It is Europa Universalis 3, Divine Wind. And this is actually the expansion pack to Heir to the Throne, to Enomain, to Napoleon's Ambition, to the very vanilla of the vanilla of EU3. It went through a lot of expansions, a lot of different modifications throughout its time, and really, they really have improved it quite a bit, I think. I mean, I do like EU2 to a larger degree. I mean, it was pretty basic for EU2, in my honest opinion, and that's what made it great. But EU3 is actually pretty awesome, in my opinion. Alright, so, a lot of differences. You can see the samurai here, and you can also see the title, you know, Divine Wind. You can also see here that I can actually connect to Paradox and pretty much gain achievements, and it kind of goes to my forums. And it kind of goes to my profile on the forums. But I'm not going to really do that right now. I mean, I've had this for quite a while. I just, you know, it was so new. I don't know. I guess I should have done it right away. But I did have the Byzantine mod going on for a little bit, or not the Byzantine mod, but the Byzantine LP going on for a while. And then I kind of decided to take a break and do the the HY2. I'm not going to do HY3 for the more unfortunate fact that my computer can't handle it. I tried multiple times to try to play it, but it just continues to lag and lag and lag, and it just bogs down my computer to the point where it pretty much freezes. I mean, it doesn't freeze all the way. It kind of goes hour and then stays there for like 10 minutes and then changes to another hour. So it just and even recording with Frapped, it just is just kills it. It just kills it. So I'm gonna wait a little bit for that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that. Anyway, yeah, here we are. Here's what the new map looks like. I'm sure a lot of people have looked at other people's LPs of EU3 of Divine Wind, and you know, yeah, maybe I should have actually jumped on a boat, on board, and then just, you know, did it right away. But yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't. It just didn't feel right for me, I guess. Anyway, first things first. Let's see. Let's check out my save games if I can. If I can. Hello. Save games. Come on. Oh, come on. Hurry up. Patience. Running everything. Okay, there we go. Anyway. Here's let's see if I have it. Do I still have it? Yes, I do. Which one was it? It's this one. Here's the pretty much my last thing I did for Byzantium, for the Byzantine Empire. And my headset's just going nuts. It's going to drive me crazy. Alright, so here's what the Byzantine Empire looks like on this game. You can see Sardinia, and then pretty much Italy. I didn't really go too far into Egypt. Maybe I should have, now that I look at it. And I didn't really. I guess you guys were right. It's not really a Roman revival, except for the fact that I did get Rome. So that kind of boosts the fact that it was kind of Romish, just not really Rome itself. You can see some empty territories because these territories are actually just added into this expansion. So that's why it's like that. And then eventually into parts of the Persian Empire and even in Saudi Arabia. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of an interesting look on what I accomplished in that LP. Let's see. Let me adjust something. Adjust my mic. I hate this headset. It's already broken. So. And here's the Russian Georgia and Georgia itself. The Golden Horde. You can see how much the Golden Horde really shrunk. And how much Russia really grew with some minor, you know, instances of not really capturing territory. And even here in Norway, Sweden, and a good chunk of Finland. And then you see the Austria here, and Milan, how big Milan is, and how I try to contend with them, but it wasn't really working out. And even France, I should have maybe marched into France, but you got to remember a lot of the French territories there are guaranteed by each other, so it would have been a pain in the ass to fight a unified France. Oh, and over here, of course, the Byzantine North America. I found this kind of interesting. It's kind of cool looking, you know. You got Swedish North America, if you guys remember that, and the British North America. That was kind of an interesting contest between us three. And here, of course, Castilian North America, and that was kind of historical truth right there, to a large degree. And then Byzantine Chimu, and then of course parts of Byzantine South America, and you got Austrian South America, British South America, and so on and so forth. So I thought this was kind of cool looking, you know. And of course you got a defragmented Japan, kind of an interesting look of a very disorganized Japan. Let's see. And a non-colonized Australia, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of a cool way to look back on things by just new eyes. And then Austrian Africa, that was kind of cool. British Africa, Castilian, Budapest. So that's kind of, I thought this is kind of interesting just to look at. Alright, anyway, on the new Let's Play of EU3, what I'm going to do is kind of, I guess something different. Now, I do love my Byzantines. I mean, they were just awesome. I do like the historical fact behind them and everything. And of course, I probably mentioned that quite a bit in the LP of the Byzantine Empire. And I might redo that, kind of try to gain a more unified empire of Rome. But it's kind of a pain in the ass. But the way I did it, it was kind of more of an Alexander, I guess. A lot of people have mentioned. So yeah, I guess you're right. Alright. I've actually tried to do a Novgorod, and here's what it looks like. Here's my actually my up-to-date one right here, and it's not so bad looking. It was kind of an interesting to fight the Mongolian hordes of the Golden Horde and the guy, and even to an extent of the Kara and Kazaka, Kazka. I know I probably mispronounced that, and something, and to a lesser degree of the Western Europeans like Lithuania and the Teutonic Order. I've been at war with a couple of them, maybe with them a couple times, but it wasn't to a huge degree of failure or success. You can see here the Byzantium actually took out the Ottoman Empire on their own. No, they really did. Okay, that's no lie. But of course, Moria and Epirus kind of rose up during Byzantine's reconquest, I guess you can say. Alright, so this is what I did with my Novgorod. Just kind of screwing around type. But here's what I'm going to do. I could move ahead into history and say become part of the United States, try to fight Great Britain, which is not going to be fun. I mean, it does become a pain in the butt to do that. So what I'm going to do is go to 1399 and actually become one of Japan's shoguns. You know, kind of, I guess to a lesser extent to commemorate the Shogun Total War. I mean, it's not really Shogun Total War or Shogun 2 Total War to a huge degree. It's kind of watered down. I don't know. I kind of like this over Shogun 2 Total War. Even though I don't have the game, it looks cool, but You kind of beat a dead horse quite a bit, I guess. Anyway, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure what I'm gonna try to do per se. Probably will try to go after. I will definitely try to unify Japan. and expand into the South Pacific. And here's Japan right here, by the way. Maybe even go after I guess Southern Asia, Southeast Asia. Definitely try to take out Korea if I can. You never know. Plans change. That's kind of what I might do. As far as which clan I want to be, which shogun, I will be the. I guess the Fujiwara would be the. I guess a good one. I mean, it looks by the difficulty, it looks pretty hard. But you know, what campaign isn't hard? Alright, so here's what the map looks like. It was like actually a pretty quick load, I think. Different map, different setup, of course. You can see here very noticeable difference in setup. You can see temples, courthouses, and so on. The government stuff is in its own section, the armies in their section, navy, and so on and so forth. And even the unique buildings down here, the manufacturer, click on, it's still they're all still there. So it's quite nice, I think. So it's kind of a little bit more well organized, I think. Alright, and you got your different map modes down here, of course, that I guess that's kind of retained from the previous one. Again, a little bit more organized, I think. Of course, Japan is considered an empire, but a one province empire, which is kind of funny. But that's kind of an interesting setup right here. Considering we don't have enough prestige, we can't become a shogun just yet, or at least the ruler of Japan. So we're going to have to contend with that. And how do we contend with that? We do it through conquest. Alright, so let's see, do I have a trade? Not sure if I have a trade. No, I do not have a trade center. Looks like Kyoto is the only trade center. So we get the Ming in there, we get the Raikyu in there in Japan. Do we have any merchants? Yes, we got 2 merchants. So I'll send two there, since that's probably the closest one I want to ever get. And we got Nanking down there, or Nanjing. We got nothing up here to the north of us except for empty provinces. We could definitely expand to there. I could expand into Rakyu's provinces of the Rakuyu Island and Okinawa, and even try to capture Taiwan. Kind of one of those contested areas between Japan and China. Mostly Chinese, of course, but or Chilean, or you know, but or Chilean. I think it's Chilean. Yeah, Chichon. Sorry, Chichon, not Chilean, but Chichon. And I'll probably go after that. How much I'm going to make a dent into the Ming Empire? Considering they have more numbers than in tech, I probably could have an interesting fight. But since we're both considered having Chinese technology and the research efficiency is like 40%, I would need to definitely westernize in any way I can. Problem is, these guys it's probably going to take quite a while. More like probably since we're in about 1400, maybe was it 15 or 1600? About what 1600s, but about the Western Europeans came and colonized the Far East, I believe. Yeah, something like that. So it's going to probably take a while. In the meantime, I need to put some music on. So it's game options. Where's my music? Music. Oh, come on. Are you serious? I hate this. Sometimes I hate when that happens. I don't really want to restart. I kind of like the music here. Actually, decided to extract the entire soundtrack of EU3 to on my iPod. It's kind of one of those cool type of soundtracks that you kind of don't really get to hear too often. Okay, so that's kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, so since we're a fully mercantile style economy, that's going to be quite of an issue, because merchants compete chance from own provinces 60%, but yeah, our trade range is short. Since we're Japan, we definitely got to figure out how to go by having an efficient economy. That's kind of the important thing to be concerned about when you're playing I wouldn't say a weaker nation per se. Guess can't be politically correct here. You more like a backwards nation. Okay, there. I mean, this is pretty much what Japan is at this time. It's a backward nation. So at this point, we don't have much of a good production efficiency. National tax sucks. National defense. So I'm just going to centralize my economy or my government, and then piss off about two groups. Let me turn that down on my headset. Alright, so since we got that, let's start our first battle with some rebels. Yes. Alright, so Minamoto looks like they want an alliance, or at least a royal marriage. I'll accept. We do have great relations with all these shoguns, so that's going to be an issue. However, to really try to unify Japan under one rule, we would have to literally go to war and do conquest and be very aggressive. And you guys remember, I'm not that aggressive person, at least in these games. So it's going to be quite interesting. Alright, since I'm trying to centralize my economy and I don't have much of an issue of trying to get money, I would have to really mint a lot of coins. Meaning risk inflation. Inflation is kind of one of those bad things that I don't like to do or deal with at all. However, it's kind of a necessary factor. I can't do too much with my navy, and the only naval power I probably would have to contend with in the long run is the Tachibana, but I'm not really concerned with them too much right now. So I'm just going to kind of say screw my naval. Try to go real well-rounded, probably land, but since my trade is mercantilism, trade's going to be a pain in the ass. So I might as well focus more on production until I can actually get until I get more to the free trade. Alright, so watching cherry blossoms, so we gotta have a cultural tradition at least 25%. So we're almost there. So you know what? There's my 25%. And we gain 30% cultural tradition. We gain 5 prestige. So right there, but we'll have a base of red plus 5, which is good. So the Bushido Code, the way of the warriors, must be guided at all times around sound philosophy of virtue and proper conduct, loyalty, honor, and obedience, such as the way of Bushido. There we go. Strengthen our military tradition, and our realm will be respected throughout Japan. So to do that, Okay, so we get a 5 cultural tradition, prestige, legitimacy, and 2 will lose 2 in infamy. So we gotta have an army tradition of at least 25, and we got an army tradition of 0.5. All right, so we gotta figure this out. Cultural. Ooh, the way of the teal. Interesting. Have a theologian with access to 20% of the world tea market. Great. I don't think I have 5%. Alright, so let's see. So, since we're focusing more on the military land, it shouldn't be too much an issue. If once I get to the level 4, it'll be nice and kind of smooth sailing to the Bushido style of warriorship, if that's even a word. Kind of like it's pretty much the concept of Shogun 2 Total War, and that's pretty much Bushido in a nutshell. Kind of. With some exception, of course. Alright, so these guys are still going. These are like one of the most annoying rebels. And you can see the way the samurais are fighting. It's kind of cool looking. Ooh, the horse incident. Alright, so Minamoto is down here. I can't really access him too well. I'm going to probably try to focus more on see if I can actually do. Here's the thing. And a lot in real aspect, you shouldn't really ally with your neighbor, ally with your enemies to go after your neighbors, because if you both gain more territory, you kind of screw yourself. In the long run, at least going to be a little bit harder. So you got to be careful when you're allying with other people and trying to gain almost the same thing. Or at least have the same goal in mind. Let's see. Asian longbow tend to be the better ones, it looks like. Let's see. Let's go with that one. So I'm going to try to prepare an attack on, what's it, Tyra? Tyra? Yeah, it's Tyra, I think. You can see they're dealing with their own particular list. So, it's kind of a nice little distraction there. Alright, so we can't really go to war with them. You can take action with the Shogun influence between 0 and 50. Current is 75. Now I gotta figure out the Shogun points here. I can't really do anything with that. Alright, so and it's kind of one of the hardest things to do, is trying to figure out how to really do a lot of things here. So we got a nice little army tradition there, which is nice. It's actually kind of needed. Let's see, what can we do here? I could, here's something, I could actually do that. So not much, it's going to be still some harm to my inflation anyway. Alright, now let's get 2 others. Let's see, production efficiency, do need that. I'm probably going to need to take out a loan eventually. $74. It's going to go down very slowly. It's going to be painful. 73. Alright, so they've pretty much dealt with their rebels, and they're at levels. They got about 7k troops there, 4,000 infantry, 3,000 cavalry. So they got 5,000 infantry and 1,000 cavalry. Not really an even fight there. Alright, so I can't really... So it's going to be a slow build up. Let's see what can we do with... Ooh. 2,000. I do want to get my government tech up. I do have to think about this for a minute. Most likely, Korea will be allied with the Ming. Ooh, Viet. Interesting. Okay, so they got seven ships. We got 4 ships. We got 4 attack ships at least of Carracks and 2 cogs. And we got the Ming there. Not gonna be an easy fight. Looks like. Okay. Oh, 12,000 troops here. Ooh, 11,000. Holy hell. Looks like they got more of a head start than I did. It's not good. Alright, let's see. You guys at war with anybody? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm trying to think. Alright, so there's 1,000 troops going somewhere. There's 0.1 right there. Let's see. I could do that. Actually, oh wait, that's already level 1 fort. Ha ha ha. My mistake. Okay, so it's pretty much trying to... It's hard to really say build up my economy. And, and 12,000 there, 7,000 here. I don't think I can really go up there, can I? Nope. Alright, I'm going to actually end it on 1402. Because I actually do want to, really think about something here. Because, it's going to be interesting to actually try to play as a Japanese shogun. Actually should have probably started the war way earlier than what I'm going to do. I kind of have that bad timing situation. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, so I'm allied with one of the shoguns. This should be really interesting now. If I can go to war with these guys, it'll be a split. Of course, I'll probably get the brunt of the force. Not surprised there. We're almost down to 64 now. I gotta get in between 0 and 50, which is kind of a pain in the ass. I hate that kind of set detail there. And I'm curious, what the hell? I don't like how this thing changed. Yeah. What the music? I'm sure it'll come back when I restart the game. Oh. I've got no colonist. Trying to save now. So that's gonna be a pain in the ass. This will definitely be a pain in the ass. Anyway, it's 1402. Kind of 24 months in. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Not much was accomplished, but except it was a start. Whoop. And I most likely will come back to this and in a future time, hopefully maybe sooner than later, and maybe we'll continue doing something. I mean, there's not much was done except for commission. I mean, yeah, commission painting, but other than that, who knows? Hopefully we'll gain some land, unite Japan, and all that fun stuff, and eventually invade Korea and the Chinese, and so on and so forth, and conquer the world, and blah blah blah, and all those fantasy BS. So with that, folks, I hope you guys enjoy, and maybe even enjoy this future LP with a Japanese shogun. Should have started some crap earlier, but had to deal with some rebels, but then by the time I finished dealing with them, my neighbors pretty much built up. So it should be a very interesting one. So with that, I will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully we can continue this. See you guys later.